How's it going, everyone? Pokemon Star Neo here, and today I'll be doing a little something different on the channel because Pokemon ZA is coming out this week. I thought it'd be cool to do a tier list of all the Kalos Pokemon. I will be doing Mega Evolutions once the games are out, and then, because I don't know who's looking out for spoilers or not, but this is a spoiler-free, for the most part, about uh, the Pokemon here. Also, with the Mega Evolutions, I kind of want to wait until I get a feel for them, whether it's battling or getting to see them in the game or using them on my team. So yeah, we're just going to focus on the Pokedex right now for the Kalos region. So yeah, enough chit-chat. Let's go straight to the rankings. So yes, first off, we're going to start off with Chespin. Now, Chespin, I think you're cool. You're a fun little guy, full of life. I like the design. I think it's friendly. I dig it. Quilladin, you're meh. You're not bad. Um, I think it's just like, middle stages takes a lot to like stand out, but we'll get to that in a bit. But Quilladin, it was just like, yeah, just based on like what Chessman will evolve into. I think it works. It's natural because you see you see it's starting to get some of its bulk. But yeah, it's in its awkward teen phase, which was my awkward teen phase when these games came out. All right, lore dump aside, now for Chestnut. I'm gonna put you at really cool. Now I will discuss Mega Evolution for a little bit, mostly because this is a confirmed one. Yeah, Mega Chestnut looks super cool. Just like off the bat, I think I love like warriors and fighting types as well. So like Chestnut for me, I will put it as really cool. I think it's very useful through a playthrough. It has some use in VGC. It is a little niche, but yeah, I like it. It's a fighting type, which I be biased for. All right, next up is Finnegan. So when I started my journey in the Kalos region, I chose Finnegan. I did not look up the final forms, the final evolutions. So I took a gamble, but Finnegan, as soon as I saw it, I was like, ooh, this cool Firefox Pokemon. Like, yeah, Pokemon has done it before with like Ninetales, but I think Finnegan stands out on their own. I think is a really cool design, very cute. Now, up next is Braixen, or Braixen. Yeah, this is going also in the S tier. I can move that around. Yeah, it just looks so cool. I think its whole vibe and aesthetic is really nice. I think a really great middle of the tier, or like middle evolution. I would say that one thing I wish it was psychic type. I know for like this generation they decided to have the middle evolutions not have their secondary type, which I think it really makes. I'd say it makes sense for Braixen. It makes sense for Quilladin. Oh wait, it doesn't make sense for Braixen and Quilladin. It does not make sense for sorry. It makes sense to have the psychic type for Braixen here and fighting type for Quilladin. Frogadier, when we get to it, I'm like, yeah, that can be a standard water type. I think that's fine. All right, on to Delphox. Now, Delphox, you have gotten recent love because your Mega is super cool. And base stat leaks, it looks like it can be useful. I am going to say meh, but I put it higher than that. It was just like, it just doesn't match the vibe like that I want with it. Actually, you know what? I'll say you're cool. I'll be generous. I'm gonna say you're cool. It's just like, I feel like they could have done more with the design. They do with its Mega Evolution. But yeah, so I'm gonna say that Delphox will be here for now. But yeah, it's also my first artist for whatever region I play in. Will always have like a little special place in my heart. All right, so next up we have Froakie. I'm gonna have to put you in really cool. I'll put you in front of Chestnut. Yeah, I think a very solid Pokemon. Cool starter. I like it in the anime as well. Yeah, I think it's really cool design. It's like it stands out. It makes its presence known. I do like the whole like bubble like foam thing that it can like throw. I think it's fun. But yeah, I think a really nice design overall. All right, next up is Frogadier. Uh, I would say meh, but I will put it below Quilladin. Mostly because like I would say out of the middle evolutions here, it is very much looks like a transition. Um, and there's not really much going on in the design that I like. It gets a little it goes like a little skinnier, a little taller, lankier, but yeah. Um, yeah, I will give it a point for, like not needing the dark type for the design to kind of like stand out. But yes. Next is Greninja, and we know that this is going to S tier. It's just a cool Pokemon, whether it's through Battle Bond, whether it's like, regular Greninja. It looks super cool, great design, fun in Smash Bros. As well. And yeah, I'm curious to see what Mega Greninja is going to bring to the table. I personally think the design is a little lazy. The Mega Evolution could have had more done. They just turned it upside down, which I think also takes away from it because that's like all we really see. But yeah, that's my thoughts. But like no, Greninja, sick Pokemon, a lot of fun, and ninjas are cool. So that's why it's there. All right, next is going to be the Bunnelby. Um, I'm gonna say meh, but it's supposed to be like the early route mammal. I think it's nice. There's nothing like flashy about it, but I'll say it's cute. It's cartoony as well, which I kind of enjoy. So I think it's meh. But it's not like a bad meh. All right, next up is Diggersby. I will give it props for being normal ground. I think normal is a why there's so many that don't have a dual type with normal. But I feel like this really emphasized normal and ground type. Also, I kind of like how its ears just kind of becomes like these, basically it's giant fists and stuff. I think it's funny. I think it's it works with its design well. Yeah, it becomes a chunky buddy. I like it. Now, first off is Fletchling. Fletchling, I'm gonna say you're cool. I'm gonna put you right behind Bespin. It's a simple little breed, but it's clean, it's nice. I like it. Yeah. And then next up we have Fletchinder, which Fletchinder, it looks a little cooler. I don't want to say it looks really cool, but I think for middle stage, it doesn't look as awkward. It looks a little more like it has a bite to it. I think it's great. So I'm gonna place you right above there. And now Talonflame. Talonflame. It's between a really cool and sick design. I will say that. Oh gosh, this is tough. Um, I don't know. I feel like abilities and stuff will also play a factor in BGC. I'm gonna say, all right. I'm gonna say really cool. I kind of want to not put everything in S tier. I can be very generous with these. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I think Talonflame, awesome design. I think it's a regional bird. It's also a regional bird that can be useful in battle as well. And like even like hold up in VGC today. It's still bulky and has 4 times weakness to rock, but I think Gale Wing's solid. It's fire type as well. You can burn some stuff. There's a lot of cool utility. Also, it just looks super cool. I will say, I know this is just like obviously the English name is Talonflame. It's very much like it is what it is, but that's a very small thing. I'm not always gonna give too much crap to a name if I don't like it, but I will say like it very much is a very basic name. But yeah. All right, next is Scatterbug. I'm gonna say, eh. I'd say, you know what? I'm gonna put you right in the middle. I think it's cute. It's our early bug route Pokemon. I think it has a nice like. I think it's cute. That's pretty much it. Spupa. Spupa. How should we put you here? I do think it stands out as a, the cocoon one where it's not fully encased or anything. It has its nice big eyes here, and then I know like the pixel kind of design here is part of the play as well. So I think it does it well. Why it's low is I guess I don't have much of an attachment to it. So that's why. Now, I always mispronounce this name. The villain, Vivillon, Anemone. Keep doing that. Sorry. I'm gonna actually put you. You're like between cool and meh. Uh, I'm actually gonna say I'm gonna put you in cool right here. I think one of the standout things with Vivillon is also the different forms it has, and it's depending on like where your game is, where you have your game registered and stuff. So I think it gets a plus for there. I think that's a unique, fun thing that I think Pokemon wanted to do for a while, and they were finally able to execute it. Yeah, and it can even be some fun in BGC as well. Very frail, but yeah, I think not a bad design. Uh, yeah. All right, we got to go with Litleo. You're very cute. Um, where do I want to put Simba? I think lower than Chespin. I think we're gonna put Leo right here. It just is cute, is derpy. Yeah. It's a cute little Pokemon, so I think it just kind of falls there. And then kind of like what I said a little bit with Diggersby, I feel like the normal fire that it has is an interesting combo, and I think it pulls it off. I will say maybe it pulls it off a little better than Pyroar, where Pyroar I feel could have been just straight up fire, but I see why they want to do more with it. So for male and female, they have different forms. I will say that Pyroar is a cool design. Um, I just wish it was better in battle. So I'm gonna put it here. Actually, I might put it here. I think it is cool. I think it looks really nice. How it has the kanji for fire. It spires its main, which I think is cool. But yeah, we'll see what unfolds in Legend CA for it. It might be on my team. It might not be. I know I'm going with Feraligatr as my starter, so we'll see what I build around from there. If it's female form, I will say I'm going to put in the same spot for the sake of consistency. It's not as cool as this design, but I kind of like the wave and stuff, and yeah, so that's why my one is a little higher. All right, next we have our Flabebe. Um, Flabebe is good for what it is. Wish it did have the grass type for it as well, but I kind of get it. So I think I'm gonna. Where do I want to put it? It is very small. I do like the lore behind it. I'm gonna put it above Funnelby, and then Floette. Floette, I will say, is a really nice design. I think it really expands upon it. I will say one great thing about this evolutionary line is that you see how like the flower it gets more and more involved, where one it's carrying it, or it's being carried by it, and it's carrying it, and then it becomes its design in a beautiful bouquet upon its like hair mane. Yeah. So also, I think it's just cool. It really encapsulates the fairy typing. And then Florges. Florges is actually going to be ranked a little higher. I have used it in some gameplay as well. Few Nuzlocks. I think it's a good special attacker, good representative fairy type. I think, you know what? I'm actually going to put it in really cool. Yeah, I think it's a fun design. Yes, should have also been, you know, like grass type as well as fairy, but I think it's good. I think it's a reliable Pokemon in a playthrough, and there is some VGC usage that I have seen. Someone at one of my locals has a goal set where you know, like you can give your item to another Pokemon once it's used. I think that's a cool ability that it has. So yeah. All right, Skiddo. I know this is mad, but I'm like, but I still think it like falls in this. I think it's pretty cute. I'm gonna put it. Do I want to put it above Fluet? I think it's a nice little fun little goat. Uh, here, there. This is tough. I'm gonna say Skiddo here. And then as for Go-Goat is cool and all. This is I'm actually surprised it's not normal grass. Uh, I like Skiddo's design a little bit better. I'm actually gonna put it here. I like Skiddo. Skiddo's cute. Go-Goat, I think I wanted more out of it, but we fortunately did not get it. All right, Pancham. Pancham, I think you go too cool. I think you're a feisty little dude. I think you're fun. It's a Pokemon with a lot of cool personality. It's also a fighting type, so it gets a little favor for me. And to Pangoro, I think it's a really cool design. I will place it. I don't think I play it high as Talonflame, but like you know, if I need dark fighting on my team, I think Pangoro is something that I'll like fill it out with. I think it's a sick design. Uh, it just looks angry. It's cool to use in a playthrough, so happy there. Furfro, uh, I'm gonna say meh, but it's just because we've got so many like normal dogs, and this is mostly the gimmick. But the gimmick I think is interesting, so I think I'm gonna put it right beneath Scatterbug. Yeah, that's why. Next is Esper. It's cute little second kitty. I'm gonna say you're a cool design. All right, it doesn't show both forms of Meowstic. Meowstic I think is cool as well. I'm gonna put you here. Yeah, I like how it can set up screens. I like Psychic. I have used it in Nuzlocke before, and it was very reliable. So yeah, I think it's just a nice design. All right, here we come for our weapons, our swords. So first off, we're gonna go with our Honedge. Honedge, I will put. It's mostly going to be because the other Pokemon do it a little better. I'm going to put Honedge right here. I know it's like, yes, it is a sword Pokemon, but it does it so well. I mean, Aegislash is going to be higher than that and Dual Blade, but yeah. I think I like swords too, so actually I'm going to put you here. And then Dual Blade, you will go. I'll put you right here. And then as for Aegislash, I love the ability. I love its design. Yeah, you are going into S tier. You are one of my favorite Pokemon to come out of this region. All right, next up it's Spritzee. Spritzee, sometimes I forget, is here. I don't want to put it in. Hold on. I need to scroll a little bit. Because we're getting fuller. Spritzee, yeah, I think it's meh. I think it's cute. It works for a fairy type, but yeah. Aromatisse, I'll give it some love. I think it works for what it is. It is like a weird, ugly design, but I think, you know, it still works for, you know, Can Dancer and also Plague Doctor. So I think I will put it. I'll put it a little higher than Scatterbug. Nothing wrong with Scatterbug. Swirlix is just cotton candy with a tail. I do like its derpy little tongue. So we are gonna put you right here-ish. I think I like the derpy tongue. And then for Slurpuff, I think Obviously, Swirlix is cuter. So, but I do like its design. So I'm gonna put you right in front of Aromatisse. All right, next up is Inkay. Inkay, I think it's cute. I think it's a fun little design. I like how it likes to go upside down. Um, we're gonna put you. We're gonna put you right here. Yeah. Next, our friend Malamar. I think you deserve going into the cool, really cool tier. Just so I can scroll up a bit. Um, really cool tier. I think the contrary is good on this Pokemon. Also, I think its Mega looks cool as well. It reminds me of the D&D spell Hypnotic Pattern. Uh, I think I'm gonna put Malamar. I'm gonna say right here. Um, I might have put it a little lower, but I feel like with Chestnut, part of the reason I like it a lot right now is its Mega. So like, but I think Malamar was interesting throughout, and it is very much like evil genius. I think is cool. Also, the evolution method for it, it's unique, it's fun. So yeah. All right. Now, Binacle. Eh. It's not my favorite design of everything. I know this is a very common opinion, but it's not my favorite. It's like I will say, man, I'm like impartial to this one. I'm just like, it's not great. As for Barbarical, I put it above one because I think it's cooler. Do I want to put it in meh? It does remind me of this Pokemon reminds me of a monster in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I think I'll put it. I think I'll put it here. I think I get what it's going for with all the different hands and stuff. I think it could have done it a little better. And that's all I'm going to say about it for this video because reasons. But yes. All right, Skrelp. Skrelp looks like a moody little horse. um, moody little seahorse. I think I like it. I do like Dragalge better, but yeah. I think Skrelp we will put right here though. I think we'll put it in between Aromatisse and Slurpuff. And actually, I think I'm going to move Scatterbug up a little bit. Alright, next up is Dragalge. I think this is a fun Pokemon to use in your playthroughs as well. I'm gonna put it maybe higher than some people are expecting it. I always thought this Pokemon was cool. I think Dragon Poison was a nice combo when it was introduced. So yeah, I think you are going to be in B tier. All right, next up we have Clauncher. Clauncher, it's kind of meh. I don't think it belongs in awful. I will say this, it's just very much a blue lobster with one big claw. Now, Clawitzer, I'm gonna put a little higher. I do forget about this Pokemon sometimes, but I think it looks cool, crisper. Lobster, I guess it's like a shrimp. Either way, it has some cool stuff going on with it. So I think I'll put you a little bit above Slurpuff. I do like the design though. All right. Next up, we have Helioptile. This was a Pokemon, one of the first Gen 6 Pokemon introduced. I think also normal electric. There was a lot of normal dual types here. I think it works. I just don't know why it's normal. Maybe because it's a simple design, but I think the design works for it. I'm gonna put it right here next to Slurpuff. And then Heliolisk, I will say I wish it was Electric Fire, and we have not done that yet. So I think, but the design is cool. I think I'm gonna put you actually just ahead. I think I'm going to put you right here. I think it's also a fun Pokemon to have in a playthrough. Also, if you've seen its shiny, it looks like it has a sunburn, so that plays a big factor into it. All right, next up we have Tyrunt. Tyrunt, I did like it. I did use Tyrantrum in my playthrough. I chose the Jaw Fossil. So I'm going to say you look cool. I'm going to say place you right here. Yeah. I think this looks cool. It's a fun little dinosaur. I like it. Now Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum might be a little higher than some of you may anticipated. I don't know if I'm biased because I used it in a playthrough, but you know, like in my first one, I think I'm gonna put it here. I think it also does the whole T-Rex King design very well. So this placement is good. All right, Amora, I'm gonna put you, say, right here. Yeah, I think it's a cool design. It's a cute little baby dinosaur. Yeah. And then for Auroras, I'm gonna rank a little higher. I think it definitely is elegant. And then, you know, supposed to represent the Northern Lights. I think I'm gonna put you here. I think it works for what it is. Sylveon, hold on. Sylveon, I am a little partial to EV evolution. Um, you are going to actually be S tier. I think really cool design. If I don't know if any of you were Pokemon fans around it, but the hype of behind even the typing of this Pokemon was super cool. I think it's a cool representative slash introduction into the fairy type. Yeah, so I think Sylveon is a great choice here. Palucha, I am big on this Pokemon mostly because fighting type. I think its shiny is super cool. I'm actually gonna put you in S tier. That might be high for some people, but I like it a lot. I think it has a fun design, and yeah, fighting type plus flying press. It's like one of the first moves to introduce like a uh, dual type signature move, which is cool. So yeah. All right, Dedenne. Dedenne is cute. It's a nice partner for Bonnie as well. I'm gonna put it right. I'm gonna put it right behind Fletchling. I think it's a cute, fun electric mouse and good representation for fairy type. Now for Carbink, Carbink, I think it is weird that you have Diancie here as well. I get it, they're like related. Um, I don't think it's an awful design. I think if it was just itself, I might rank it a little higher, but I'm gonna put it here. I forget if I've ever used it in a meaningful way. But yeah, it does, funny enough, look like a cocoon. Like it does look like a middle stage evolution to me. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna get it into math. All right, now Goomy. Goomy is a cute little mon. I think you're gonna definitely go into pool. Where do I want to place you though? I think we're gonna keep Goomy right here. Sliggoo, it turns into snail for a little bit. So I like Goomy a little bit more. The snail bit for me. Where are we? Yeah, things keep moving. I'm gonna say a little like lower than Slurpuff, and then Goodra. Goodra I think is really cool. I'm gonna place you here. I think I also like its bulk. I like how it's not your traditional look for pseudo legendary as well, which helps it stands out. I do like its Hisuian form as well. We're not ranking it based off of that, but it is nice, and I feel like playthrough wise, I think if you go with Goodra, I think you can't really go too wrong with it. So yeah, Klefki, I'm actually gonna rank a little higher. I'm gonna say a little bit below Fox. I have used this on competitive teams before. I think it's fun. Good for screens. That prankster ability really comes in clutch. Also to paralyze things, get up terrain. Yeah, so I'm gonna put it right here. Phantump. I think I like this Pokemon more for the lore, that it is basically kids um, that have died in the forest. I think that's sick. Uh, I think I'll put you here. Uh, Delphox is slowly getting a little lower. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna put a little higher than Litleo. Yeah, I do think it's also fun in size spam teams. Um, all right, now Trevenant. Trevenant I've actually used in a playthrough. I think it's a cool haunted tree design. It's shiny. It's super cool as well. This may be higher than some people would. No pun intended. That's not why I paused. I was like, I'm debating because I think also with Trevenant as well, I did a Nuzlocke for Ultra Sun, and I feel like this was a Pokemon that really helped out my team a lot. I was able to Hornleech, or not Hornleech, was it Hornleech? I think, yeah, Hornleech, Strength Sap. I could do a lot of cool stuff with this Pokemon. And, you know, it was like a core member, and that's um, one of my favorite teams that I have ever used in a playthrough. I think it definitely my strongest one. So, yeah, Revenant will be there. All right, Pumpkaboo, I think is a fun, cute design. I do like it better than Phantom. So, you know, I am gonna actually put it right between Gumi. Now, Gorgeist I think is a really fun, cool looking Pokemon. I will. Ooh, okay. Do I want to have this conversation? I have used it in playthroughs. I do love Halloween. I'm actually going to put it right here in front of Tyrantrum. All right, Bergmite. I forget this Pokemon exists sometimes. Oh, put it there. Sorry, but you don't. It doesn't stand out to me as well. And legit, right now, I just forgot what it was. So that is why. Avalugg. I'm also not too high on it either. I do think it definitely stands out. Um, I think it's a better design than you. I'm gonna put you there. I'm not big on it. Noibat is cute. Noibat is a fun Pokemon as well. I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna put you right here. And then Noivern is a really, really cool Pokemon. So I have used it in some playthroughs here and there. I'm gonna say I might like Dragalge a little more. So I think this is a good spot for you. But yeah, maybe if it was a little bit more stronger in VGC, maybe. Like it's not horrendous, but it's hard to like really have it compete with some other mons. But I do like it, and I like the whole soundproof design it has. All right, next is the box art legendaries for Xerneas. I'm gonna say really cool. I think Geomancy is an amazing move. I think nice introduction to the fairy type. I will also say this. I don't think, because I know both Pokemon were representations of the letters of their games that they are the box art legendaries for. I don't think, when I see this Pokemon, it does not remind me of an X. Controversial, I know. I think there are some people that do agree with me, but like it definitely looks like a Y, you know, with its antlers and stuff. I know if it goes like this, yeah, but usually we see it standing a bit more proper and not like have its front legs sprawled to show the X more. But then again, I think the design of it is really cool, and yeah, I think great fairy type. Now, Yveltal. So I did start with Pokemon Y. Yes, I was a little bit of an edgelord growing up. Still am to some regard. So Yveltal, I will rank right here. I think it's a cool legendary. It's an epic design, and then also, yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with that. All right, now we have the Zygarde forms. Uh, I am only gonna put the 10% form, dog form here, because it is super out of place. Like, these are supposed to be lizard boys. It's just like, I don't understand the logic behind it. That could be me, but yeah. I'm gonna go with base form Zygarde next, and I'd say it's an interesting Pokemon. It has like a lot of cool signature moves. It represents the Z more so on when you look from it to the side. Um, I think I'll put it here, and then its strong Kaiju form, which I think I would put it closer to. Um, I think I put it here. Yeah, I think that's a good place for it. Granted, I haven't used it as much in Sun and Moon. I will also say shame on Pokemon for putting it there instead of its home game. Uh, you know, third game supremacy. I know they were trying different and like they planned on doing it, but they scrapped it. But yeah. All right, now Diancie. Diancie, I think the Fairy Rock. Um, I think it's a really cool mon, and I think it's also one of the few Gen 6 Pokemon at the time to actually get a Mega Evolution, which I think is kind of crazy. But its Mega will play a factor in here, mostly because it has been revealed. Uh, I will say I'm gonna put it right here. Just because I like these Pokemon to have a bit more of an attachment. I might actually move Pancham down a little bit to here. But yeah, there's some like emotional attachment here because I've used them through playthroughs. So yeah, or like, yeah. None of that. All right, now next is Hoopa in its regular form. I like Hoopa. I think it's fun. I think it's a cool design. I think I'm gonna put you, not me putting them close together, because I do like its Unbound form a little bit more. What do I want to do here? I am gonna put it here. There we go. And Hoopa Unbound, epic design. I love. I recently did a video where I used it in VGC. I think it's a really cool mon. I haven't used it as much because mythical, so there is that element to it. It'd be funny to put it next to Malamar. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put it here. Froakie, maybe? I don't know. But semantics. And then last but certainly not least, our last mythical of the generation, it is Volcanion. Kind of like same vein where I did not get too much of an attachment. I think it's cool. I think Fire and Water is a fun typing. So I think I will put it here. Yes. So this is my ranking of all the Pokemon from the Kalos region. Everything that was like introduced. Yeah, so S tier, out of all these, Aegislash is my favorite, followed by Sylveon, Yveltal, then Greninja, Hawlucha, Braixen, and then Finnegan. Yeah, and honorable mentions to everyone here as well. I think there's a lot of fun designs. I will say that Mega Evolution, if I were to include them in here as well, it'd be a bit of a different list. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you like this. Please let me know if you want to see more of these in the future. I know like I've been focusing on VGC. I might branch out and do some more stuff as well, especially because we're in an interesting spot when it comes to VGC because we're in Reg H right now and then Reg J, and everyone in their mother is waiting for Pokemon for Pokemon Champions to come out. And like I said, I'll be doing some ZA content as well. That's it for now. I'll see you all in the next episode. Peace.